Yo, what is up everybody? It's Ouzi. Welcome back to the channel. Explore with Ouzi. Hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you don't miss out on future deep dives. Alright, let's get into it. Today we're talking about something super important, something that's going to affect a lot of people. We're talking about 10 countries that are making Filipinos head back home in 2025. This is a big deal, guys, and we're going to break it all down, so stay tuned. First up, we're heading over to the Middle East, to Kuwait. This small but wealthy nation has been a significant destination for overseas Filipino workers for decades. Now, Kuwait and the Philippines, they have a history. This relationship dates back to the 1970s when the oil boom in the Gulf region created a demand for foreign labor. For years, Filipinos have been heading over to Kuwait for work, sending money back home, supporting their families. These remittances have been a lifeline for many families, funding education, healthcare and daily living expenses, but it hasn't always been easy. Many workers face challenging conditions, long hours and sometimes even abuse. The stories of mistreatment are numerous and deeply troubling. There have been some serious issues with labor conditions, stories that would break your heart. Protests and calls for better treatment have been ongoing, highlighting the need for significant reforms. But here's the thing, Kuwait has been trying to clean up its act. The government has acknowledged these problems and has been working on new policies to protect foreign workers. They've been making changes, trying to improve things for foreign workers. New labor regulations have been introduced, aiming to ensure better working conditions and fair treatment. But even with these improvements, there are still Filipinos being sent back home. The journey back is often filled with mixed emotions, relief to escape difficult conditions, but also uncertainty about the future. Why? Because of things like employment violations, problems with contracts, stuff like that. These issues can lead to disputes and ultimately the termination of employment. It's a complicated situation, guys. The relationship between Kuwait and the Philippines is multifaceted, involving economic, social and political dimensions. Both countries are working towards a solution, but it's a long road ahead. Next up, we're talking about Saudi Arabia, another major destination for Filipino workers. For decades, Saudi Arabia has been a land of opportunity for many Filipinos seeking better employment prospects and higher wages. Now, Saudi Arabia has been going through some major changes lately, and one of those changes is called Saudization. This initiative aims to reduce the country's reliance on foreign labor by increasing the employment of Saudi nationals in various sectors. Basically, they're trying to get more Saudi citizens into the workforce, which means fewer jobs for foreign workers, including Filipinos. The government has set quotas for companies to hire a certain percentage of Saudi nationals, which has significantly impacted the job market. On top of that, Saudi Arabia has been tightening up its labor policies, making it stricter for foreign workers. These new regulations include higher fees for work permits and stricter visa requirements, making it more challenging for foreign workers to stay and work in the country. And that's led to some Filipinos, even those who've been there for years, being sent back home. Many have had to leave behind the lives they've built and the communities they've become a part of. It's a tough situation, and it's having a real impact on Filipino families. The sudden return of these workers has created financial strain and emotional stress as families struggle to adjust to the new reality. The ripple effects of Saudization are being felt far and wide, affecting not just the workers but their loved ones back home. Now let's talk about the UAE, a place known for its booming economy and luxurious lifestyle. The UAE has always been a magnet for Filipino workers, but things are changing there too. The UAE's labor market is like a roller coaster, always up and down. New visa regulations, changes in employer needs, it all adds up to uncertainty for Filipino workers, and sometimes that uncertainty leads to Filipinos being sent back home, even if they've been working hard and playing by the rules. It's a reminder that even in a place like the UAE, nothing is guaranteed. Okay, next up is Qatar, a country that's been in the spotlight lately, especially with the World Cup and all. Now, Qatar has been making some big changes to its labor laws, trying to improve conditions for foreign workers. They've introduced things like a minimum wage and made it easier for workers to change jobs. But even with these reforms, there are still cases of Filipinos being deported from Qatar. Expired visas, issues with employment contracts, these are just some of the reasons why some Filipinos are being forced to leave. Let's move on to Malaysia, a country that's been a popular destination for Filipino workers, especially in construction and domestic work. But Malaysia has also been cracking down on immigration, trying to control the number of foreign workers in the country, and that's led to some Filipinos being sent back home, especially those who overstayed their visas or were found working without the proper documents. It's a reminder that even in a country that's relatively close to the Philippines, things can change quickly, and it's important to stay on top of your immigration status. Next, we're heading over to Taiwan, an island nation known for its technology and manufacturing industries. Taiwan has been relying on foreign workers, including Filipinos, to fill labor gaps. But there have been challenges with labor regulations and cases of Filipinos being sent back home due to contract disputes or accusations of illegal labor practices. It's a reminder that even in a place with a strong economy, it's crucial to understand your rights as a worker and to make sure you're protected. Now let's talk about South Korea, a country known for its K-pop technology and, yes, its demand for foreign workers. But here's the thing. In 2024, South Korea temporarily stopped accepting new Filipino workers. They said it was to protect their own job market, and on top of that, there have been cases of Filipinos being sent back home due to labor issues or visa violations. It's a reminder that even in a country that seems open to foreign workers, things can change, and it's important to be prepared. Chapter 8, Hong Kong High Demand Strict Rules. Next up, Hong Kong, a bustling city known for its finance and tourism industries. Hong Kong has a huge demand for domestic workers, and many of them are from the Philippines. But Hong Kong also has very strict labor regulations, and if you break those rules, you could be sent back home. We're talking about things like contract violations, overstaying your visa, even things like working for a different family than the one you're registered with. It's a tough situation, especially for those who are just trying to make a living. Chapter 9. Oman, Shifting Sands of Policy. Let's move on to Oman, a country on the Arabian Peninsula known for its oil and gas industry. Oman has been trying to reduce its reliance on foreign workers, and that's led to policies that are making it harder for Filipinos to stay there. We're talking about things like visa restrictions, stricter requirements for certain jobs, and even cases of Filipinos being sent back home due to contract disputes or changes in employer needs. It's a reminder that the situation for foreign workers can change quickly depending on a country's economic priorities. Chapter 10. Singapore, a cautionary tale. And finally, let's talk about Singapore, a small but mighty island nation known for its cleanliness, efficiency, and yes, its reliance on foreign workers. Now, Singapore has generally been a good place for Filipinos to work, but even in Singapore, things aren't always easy. If you overstay your visa, if you violate the terms of your work permit, you could be sent back home. It's a reminder that even in a country that seems welcoming to foreign workers, it's crucial to follow the rules and to make sure you're on solid legal ground. Ultra stay informed, stay safe. So there you have it, guys. 10 countries where Filipinos are facing the possibility of being sent back home. This is a significant issue that affects not just the individuals involved, but also their families and communities. The reasons for these deportations can vary widely, from changes in immigration policies to economic downturns in the host countries. It's crucial to understand the underlying factors that contribute to these situations. It's a complex issue with a lot of factors at play. Governments, both in the host countries and in the Philippines, have roles to play in ensuring the safety and well-being of overseas workers. Advocacy groups and NGOs are also stepping in to provide support and resources. It's a multifaceted problem that requires a coordinated effort to address effectively. But the most important thing is to stay informed, to know your rights, and to be prepared. Information is power, and being aware of the latest developments can make a huge difference. Attend seminars, read up on the latest news, and make use of online resources to stay updated. Knowledge can be your best defense in uncertain times. If you're thinking about working abroad, do your research, talk to people, and make sure you understand the risks involved. Speak to those who have already made the move, consult with experts, and weigh the pros and cons carefully. It's not just about finding a job, it's about ensuring that you're making a safe and informed decision for your future. And if you're already working abroad, stay connected with your embassy or consulate, and don't be afraid to reach out for help if you need it. These institutions are there to support you, offering a range of services from legal assistance to emergency aid. Keeping in touch with them can provide a safety net in times of crisis. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more important updates. Your support helps us continue to provide valuable information and resources. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know about new content that can help you stay safe and informed. Stay safe out there. Peace. Remember, staying informed is the first step to staying safe. Take care and see you in the next video.